Let's have a look now at the actual program folders on your PC, and I'm going to show you in Windows 8 because there's an extra one in Windows 8 that doesn't apply to Windows 7, but other than that, in Windows 7 and Windows 8 the folder structure is identical. So we'll go into the drive on which Windows is installed and we'll see there's two program files folders here, the program files 1 and program files x86. Now, if you're using a 32-bit version of Windows 7 or Windows 8.1, you will only see a program files folder. If you're using the 64-bit version, you'll see these two folders. The program files folder here is for 64-bit applications, and then the program files x86 folder is for 32-bit applications. And in here you'll see the various software that is installed. Additionally, in Windows 8, and this is where things are slightly different, there is a hidden folder here. You'll see I've turned on hidden folders and we have a Windows apps folder. Windows will not let you into this folder. This is where Windows Store apps are installed, and there's all manner of additional security on this folder in order to stop you from getting in there. So I wouldn't even try getting in there. It's secure for a very good reason. So this is the program files folder, and again that's for 64-bit software, and here we have 32-bit software that's installed in this case Windows 8. Now there's another hidden folder here called program data, and this folder can swell to quite a substantial size. It won't be very large in this instance because there's not much software installed, but on my own PC this folder is 3.6 gigabytes, which is huge. And what the program folder is there for is to store settings for all of the users for individual software packages for that PC. So settings and configuration options will be stored in the program data folder for use. So these are where the programs are stored on the PC, and as you can see, some of them are hidden and some aren't. When you have a look at the program files or program files x86 folder, then it's all fairly standard stuff. You have subfolders here. If we pick Windows Media Player, then you will have applications, you will have some DLLs, you will have various other files, language files and such that are associated with the application. Now, DLLs are quite important here because a DLL is a dynamic link library. It's effectively a tool within Windows that applications can use so that they haven't got to put the window buttons in the right place. They haven't got to have their own printer or other communications drivers. These are all standard components within the Windows OS. Anyone who used WordPerfect 5.1 back in the days of DOS might remember that it came with a big stack of floppy disks containing its own custom printer drivers, and DLLs exist to prevent software houses from having to create all of this stuff themselves, and to give everything a unified look and to make sure everything works in a stable and reliable way. Now, with these DLLs, they have changed and evolved over time as Windows has changed and evolved, and they've been updated. And you may find you have a piece of legacy software that is calling an earlier version of a DLL. It's compatible with that earlier version of the DLL, and it's not compatible with the newer version. You might have another piece of software that's calling a yet different version of that same DLL, and it's not compatible with the newer version or the older one that the other one tries to use. Now, to get around this, in the Windows folder here, there is a WinSXS folder, and you'll see here the Windows side-by-side folder, and it's in here that all sorts of system files are kept, to maintain compatibility with these DLLs and with other program and Windows resources. The WinSXS folder can also swell to an enormous size, and some people wonder why it's so large, why it's bigger than Windows itself. Here we're looking at an example here. The Windows installer on the DVD is probably only about 2.5 to 3.5 gigabytes, and yet this WinSXS folder is 11 gigabytes. So why can't we get rid of it? Well, you don't get rid of it for that very simple reason. This is where all the compatibility files are kept. It's an extremely important folder, and it's what helps make sure that your older legacy programs will still work in the latest versions of Windows.